So I'm doing videos. So during 12 weeks of isolation, kind of was something I've always wanted to do, but I've always been like behind the camera kind of girl. But I thought, why not? And the tech, it's just on my phone, so it's not great. But I'm expecting it to improve as the weeks go on. So that in itself will be a really cool little experiment to watch my older videos. So bear with me. And this might not be boring because I'm not going to do any cuts, but I will do that, and I'll make it look awesome. But today it's just actually getting a video up and out there, I think, is the most important thing, just to show that I can do it. I'll prove to myself, I guess. So what I'm going to do today is actually something I get asked quite a lot, which is the pens that I use for my work. So my work is landscape, and I use, basically it's all pen based, though some of it's paint markers, so whether that is classed as painting, I'm never 100% sure, so let us know what you think of that. So I'm just going to go through some of the main pens that I use, show you them, and then if you've got any questions you can just let me know, I guess. Paint markers, so these are Poscas. As you can see, the lovely Posca pen were the very first ones that I used, so I kind of have, I'm pretty close to these ones. They are full of acrylic paint and they have a nib type, which you can see, and they come in all different types of nib size. So I don't just use Posca now though, I use Montana, pretty sure that's how you say it, Liquitech. So these are the Liquitech ones, and you can see that these nibs are all much larger. But the Liquitech ones are great because they do a crazy amount of really cool shades of grey. Not 40 shades of grey, whatever it is. So, and then they also do, these are the Poscas, but you can see that they go back and they do fine nibs, and even finer ones, which I don't have to hand, but they're great. I love them, and I will always use them. They give you a really good strength of colour, which is kind of what you need when you're starting out from going from paint or from pencil to these kind of materials. They're really easy to use too, so if you want to have a play, I just go and grab yourself some Poscas. They are, I guess they're not the cheapest thing, totally worth it on my thing, but if you want, I do like these on, well, it's maybe Banana, I always thought it was Montana, but could be wrong. But these do refillable. They also do a lot of the spray paints, which I do also have here somewhere. And then the next pens that I've been using a lot recently, less so in my larger pieces, are Copic markers. No, is it doing? Which have a wide nib and a fine nib, and these are more kind of a bit more like your traditional felt tip pen. But what I absolutely love about them is that you can get some really pale colours in these. It gives you just a slight grey, so it's great for doing distant mountains and different shots. I love them. You know, I've got basically a rainbow of them. As you can see, this is the colours I'm using in my drawing today, which I will post when I finally get around to finishing it. I feel like doing videos today. And then the next ones I use a lot of are Tombos, which are these. They're kind of brush pens. You can see the nib. They also have a finer nib at the end, but it's mainly the brush side that I use. And like the Copics, the thing I do love about these is that you can get a real pale, is this the right one? You can get a real pale, excuse the scribbles, like so pale, like an off-white. I mean, I've even got one paler than this, and it's just lovely because it really does give that subtlety and the kind of shadows that you want to get, especially in mountains, snowy mountains. I use them a lot in my big work. So for my big work, I mainly kind of use paint markers and these Copics sometimes, but mainly I use the Copics in these smaller pieces I've started doing. And then the next lot of ones that I use quite a lot of is the fine lines. So pens like Micron, Uniball pin pens, which are all basically, gosh, you're not going to be able to see that, are you? Which are all fine. So, oh, sorry, can't really draw backwards. So I use a lot of those. So I basically would put a coat of the paint ones down first, so paint, and then I usually fill in colours and subtleties, and I go over those with all of these type of pens, and then the last thing I would do is use the fine line. So it kind of goes in stages, but I do those stages in very different order sometimes, so I don't really have a specific way of working. I'm really not fussy, and to be honest I use quite a lot of pens that you can just get from your bog standard stationers. I'm not fussy. The only thing I'm fussy about is getting the right colour, and so at the moment my pens are organised in pots of colour, so all the different brands. I used to have them all lovely organised in their brands, you know, like an amazing rainbow row of Copics which look beautiful, but actually practically using I much prefer to grab a pot of blues. Right, so were there any other pens that I use? Oh, sorry, I kind of missed out an important, it's very similar to Pro Markers, sorry, Copics, because these are Pro Markers. So these are Winsor Newton Pro Markers. Another pen quite similar in terms of just like a standard kind of felt tip pen, but they've got some really, they give some really good strong colour, and I use those a lot as well. These sometimes I feel are a bit stronger, and I've actually got some quite bold colours, so every now and again I just kind of dip into those. And then I obviously use metallic pens, but I will literally grab, I'll try anything. So if I see another, so when I was in Lidl not long ago, they had these kind of just bog standard coloured metallic pens, not even a branded thing, I'm not fussy, and actually they're really good, you know, the colour on them I haven't seen anywhere else, like a lovely green, and they're really affordable, which sometimes my pens I can just get through them so quick that it's quite nice to try out some affordable options, because I'm not the richest of people, and these, you know, paint markers are expensive, like I'm not gonna lie, they are, and so are Copics, so there is a certain amount of, got to be a bit careful with what I use, because knowing me, I always fall in love with the most expensive thing and then I have to buy it. So I have quite a lot of different pens, and hopefully that will give you an idea of the sort of thing that I use. I'm just seeing, I don't think there's anything else that I have a lot of. So mainly those are the main pens, I guess, that I use. And Copics. And hopefully you'll find that useful. And maybe in the future I'm going to do some awesome editing where I will show you a pen of it, but for now I'm getting a video on the internet for you to watch and learn about my pens, and I'm sure I think it might be quite fun actually to do videos about each different type of pen and go through them. I think I quite like that idea. So that is it for now, and it was lovely chatting to you guys. Kind of feel like I've had my fair share of chatting today. Probably should get back to this lovely piece which I'm working on today, which is taking form. It's taken a bit of time, but yeah, it's getting there. Great, I'm just procrastinating making videos now. Bye everyone.